Hello, I'm Tom Saunders, this is Alex Hudson, and we're coming to you from a cafe in Birmingham. How are you, Alex? You right?
Are we avoiding sponsorship now? Is that it? Because Mac didn't pay up last time we did it, we're now just calling them a cafe.
Yeah, I just don't want to get sued. I haven't got enough money to actually feed myself, let alone...
Well, no, I'm sure that they can't say, we're going to sue you for saying awful things in our cafe. And we're not planning to say awful things.
That is true. Well, you never know. That's the thing, because we make it up as we go along. I have a story to tell you and then a question that comes out of it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
It's about an occasion when I was 13, and this is harrowing stuff, by the way. This is like this. It's hard for me to even come out and say it. Years of therapy. When I was 13, I used to offer to carry my grandmother shopping for her, because obviously I was a lovely child.
Yeah.
Every Saturday morning, and one Saturday she said, "Tom, I really appreciate you carrying all the stuff for me, and would you come to the game shop with me?"
Okay.
And obviously straight after, 13, got a PlayStation 1. In fact, I didn't call it a PlayStation 1 then.
Just call it the PlayStation.
No such other invention of a PlayStation 2 or 3 had come out there. I've got a PlayStation, I've got a Super Nintendo, I like computer games, I've been known to play a bit of Monopoly from time to time. I was really excited.
Yeah, at the very least, you were going to get a good board game out of this.
Well, at the very least, I was going to get to have a look at some games. It turned out, in our generation, a game is a very different thing to what was in my grandmother's generation. And what she actually took me to was a shop full of what can only be described as animal corpses. Okay,
so she offers to take you to the game shop, and you, as a 13-year-old Tom Saunders, you think, this is going to be great. I'm going to go to the game shop, Grandma knows that I love games, and then she takes you to a place where animal carcasses are hung up
bunnies,
for all to see.
Hares, pheasants, pigeons, ducks, and also as well, I wasn't used to seeing animals. From my point of view, chickens look like chickens. Do you know what I mean?
They don't look like meat.
No, it's the other way around. From my point of view, meat. And I can eat a chicken,
right.
and I can look at a chicken. I'm going to say play with a chicken. I've never played with a chicken.
Okay, right. So in your head, a chicken is just meat to be eaten,
or an actual chicken, but they're not the same
animal.
Thing. And then you go into the shop, and there they are, just hanging on the wall, looking sad and dead.
Okay, so it's two separate worlds for you. Now, were these skinned, or were these weren't skinned? These were
hairy or feathery or whatever.
These were in skin.
They were just
untampered.
It was just dead animals.
Just gutted and...
No, not even gutted, probably. They were just hanging up by the legs all over the shop.
And you were 13?
I was 13. Right, honestly, right. I think this is like... I mean, obviously I like bacon too much to become a vegetarian, but I feel like that's left a lasting impression on me.
So you feel like since 13 you've never been comfortable?
Put it this way, I don't play the PlayStation anymore.
But mainly because you've got PlayStation 2 now, so...
Maybe because I'm an adult.
Adults are allowed to play games.
Normal adults aren't.
Sensible adult. You're not a normal adult. Since when did that happen? Okay.
So the question is, have you ever been messed up by your family? Like, have your parents done something to you which left a lasting damage? I feel like in some ways that's a parent's job.
I don't know, like... It's difficult, because what do you consider lasting damage? I mean... Until the age of 8, I was taken to church on a very regular basis. But then again, I know that you're with a Catholic background and you went to church. You still do, don't you?
No, not anymore. Not anymore. Okay, there's no disrespect.
When was the last time you went to church?
I think I was 13 or 14.
That was the last time you went? You haven't even gone at Christmas or midnight mass?
I've been in church. What's the point of going on Christmas if you're not going to go the whole year?
Well, that's what I feel. However, my stepdad doesn't really agree with that, and he'll go for midnight mass every year. And that's
midnight. Have I ever told you that I was an altar boy?
You've mentioned it before.
I'm the one that fell asleep carrying a candle during midnight mass and fell over and dropped the candle.
Hang on, so you were carrying the candle and you fell asleep as you were walking?
I was just standing there for an extended period of time.
But you were able to fall asleep while standing there?
Yeah, I'm like a cow in the human world. Do cows fall asleep standing, or is that horse?
I
think that's neither. I think I'm making it up.
Yeah, I think... No, wait, no, cows can fall asleep, no.
I don't know where we've got
There is an animal who can fall asleep standing... Oh, is it an elephant or something? No. Either way, it doesn't matter. So you were an altar boy and you fell asleep at midnight mass.
Yeah, because
see, I've never been to midnight mass. So what is it? Is it just?
It's mass, but
at midnight.
Yeah, it's
but
just
mass lasts forever. Yeah, like ages.
Honestly, there are altar boys and girls dropping like flies. There's people who like people don't make it through the mass. I've got friends who drink before it just so they can get through it.
Right, well...
I mean, I know you get to drink drawing as well.
This Christmas Eve, I went out into town while my parents were out in midnight mass. And we got back into the house probably about 1:30. They weren't back yet. So I'm figuring it lasts a couple of hours. But I've never been to a Catholic church. I don't know if it's... I know they're decorative. I know they add a lot of extra shit that it doesn't really need. Okay, I'm generalising here, and I might be offending all my Catholic listeners.
Are we going a little bit Catholic versus Protestant in this podcast, Alex?
I don't think we need to call Tony Blair in to sort these issues out. I think it's purely just... I'm not a fan of organised religion in any respect. Like, it doesn't matter which faith you are.
Can I jump back a minute to your Tony Blair comment? Here's my issue with Tony Blair is he may have sorted out the conflict.
I don't think he sorted it out.
He may have done a lot of good work towards solving the issues in Ireland. But, and this is a massive but in my opinion,
he neglected Scotland.
He started two wars. So he may have sorted that one out, but we're still, and so I suppose
but we're still involved in conflicts that he started.
You could argue that Afghanistan and Ireland cancel each other out, but we're still one war up.
Yeah. So he kind of got it down to -1. He was like, "Yeah, I've done some good work here."
No, he got it down. He got it down to 0.
And then he said, "Well, kind of need to just." It's for every good deed there has to be. For every reaction there is for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So he stopped a war. He tried to stop a war. And then he started another one, and then he went, you know what, that was too much fun. I can see why other world leaders have done this.
Are you saying that Afghanistan was a gateway war?
Gateway war, yeah.
It led on to a stronger war.
Yeah. He was like, oh, wow, this is actually really addictive, one against that. But now he's reformed. So he's now back in rehab. And he's going off and doing these ambassadorial peace missions.
That is rehab, yeah. He's going into the Middle East and they're saying, sort out your mess, young man.
This is Tony Blair's intervention. That's what happened. NATO kind of went, you know what, this
guy's getting a bit big for his boots.
Right, UN, send him over there as an ambassador to the Middle East, the place that he just loves to hate, and get him to sort it out. It's perfect. It's the punishment that fits the crime, or the crime that fits the... No, it's a good thing that he's sorting it, but he's not sorting it out.
So this is us. We're going to leave it there because I'm not convinced this was a particularly good podcast.
It was all right. I think it set us up quite nicely.
It's a warm up, if anything.
Yeah, we'll call it a warm up.